Shalom Aleichem. I've recently had some anti-Semites contact me and try to speak with me about, the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. One of the funniest ones was actually a girl who actually called up and asked me, and I'll read it off here. Let's see if I can still find it. She basically saw Jews as satanic and asked us why we were so evil. Another person from, I believe, the UK also contacted me as well and asked me, why don't Jews protect Holocaust deniers? I mean, I don't know where these people are coming from. Let's see if I can find her. Okay. Hold on. I think I can find it. Here we go. Here's what she wrote. I just watched the videos about the guy who died and lived to tell his experience. I thought it was interesting. Definitely different than most of the other one I've heard about. I'm a Christian and I hope you don't get offended simply because I'm a Christian. I'm really open-minded and I just want to know your opinion from your Jewish point of view. So obviously being a Christian has a really restrictive way of life, which most Christians don't take. It's all about becoming holy, repenting, trying to be perfect in every way, since you guys don't believe in Jesus, but we have a doctrine that is basically made of good deeds, to the point that even our hearts and thoughts have to be good. Not only what we do you think that gets us anywhere with God? I'm just asking because I've read a few stories in the Bible where God shows mercy. Just want to know what you think. I've chosen Christianity because I've grown up in it. However, I have left the church behind because most other churches teach things we shouldn't do, which are not even mentioned in the New Testament. I've heard a lot of horrible things about Jews as well, as I've watched videos on YouTube, but I can't believe that you guys think like that. I just want you to please be honest. Please, please, please. Even if you see me like a dog, and you're not allowed to lie to me, I just want to know the truth. Is it true that you guys think we're animals? Are all those racist things true? I won't judge you or anything. After all, I am a Christian and I'm not allowed to judge or mistreat people. My duty is to care for everyone no matter what. Religion is too confusing and there are so many religions that who even knows which is real one? If there was a way to know for sure, I would convert to it. So there's some issues I have with this thing. First of all, she comes up and she says being a Christian is a very demanding and strict life. And I just find that as a laugh because there's no real way in Christianity that says you can't do this, this, or that. Judaism has that already entailed in the Torah. And what the Torah basically says is certain foods you can't eat, there's certain ways to go to the bathroom, there's certain times to wake up in the morning, there's certain ways to go to sleep. And of course it also mentions as well that you can't have thoughts going through your head, and it tells you how to protect yourself from those thoughts. Christianity doesn't tell you how to protect yourself from those thoughts. I mean, it's just ridiculous for someone to even think that there's such a Christian way of a strict life. It's not even mentioned in the New Testament. And this whole so-called Christian way is someone's own interpretation of it, but there's no real doctrine of how to be a Christian. Another thing that I just found really funny was, she basically was told that Jews think that we see all Gentiles as animals. Now, this is contrary to what God sees all humanity as we're part of a monotheistic faith. And we see people for who they are, which is humans, and every human has rules that they have to follow by God. If they don't follow it, they don't live the right path. Every single person has their own laws. Jews have their own laws, which is a lot more than the average person. And Gentiles have 7 laws, which they have to keep by. But that's it. There is really nothing else to that, to it. But when it comes to, seeing, we don't think that anyone else is lower than an animal. Because first of all, we're not a religion, we're not an ideology, we're a nation who just happens to know the truth. Now, another thing, now that's not the first, that was somewhat anti-Semitic, but I mean, I think, she was being, fairly honest, and I don't think she had any real um, intent of anti-Semitism. I think she was just purely curious. But this is where I really, really got the most anti-Semitic guy. He came up and he's like, "Where? Hold on, that's not it. The original one," he said, was, "I have a question. Why do Jewish people bully Christian people for their beliefs? Considering that you claim in one video Jesus is not the Son of God, you should realize Christians are offended by that now. I'm all in favor of freedom of speech. But I have one problem. Jewish groups are always attacking Holocaust skeptics who do not believe that Jews were gassed. And some countries have made Holocaust skepticism an offense. If you Jews can get away with saying whatever you like about Jesus and Christianity, even though it upsets Christians, then why shouldn't Holocaust skeptics be given free speech as well?" I'm all for freedom of speech, don't get me wrong. But, again, this guy's clearly this isn't the first thing he said. He went on to say several things like Jews controlling the banks and Jews having absolute power, which is, of course, anti-Semitic. And he refuses to believe so. And, of course, he has a lot of things in common with National Socialism and Nazism. I even told him to, join a skinhead gang because, with his ideology, that's where he'd belong. Obviously, overall, this whole idea that Jews bully Christians for their beliefs is nonsense. Jews have never bullied any Christians at all for their beliefs. Jews don't even go out and proselytize. The only reason why there are such videos is because Jews may go the other way, and those videos are made for Jews to understand about where they come from, and for Christians to understand, or Gentiles in general, not just Christians, to know what Judaism is all about and why we believe what we do. And I don't believe that. Of course, there may be a few Christians offended, and those that are, I think, are being very, very silly, because we're just human, and if they truly, truly believed that Jesus was God and also the Son of God, they wouldn't have an issue with that, because they would just have, tons of faith and wouldn't listen to what a human being said. So for someone to say that they're offended by what a human being says to what they believe is divine is ridiculous. But however, when someone, he says about, why we bother Holocaust skeptics is because the Holocaust really did happen. It was a real incident. 6 million Jews died. 5 million other people, communists, gypsies, other minorities died. It's the most documented case in human history. Many people are witnesses to it. Many people can prove. It's beyond proof. So one that denies the Holocaust obviously has an agenda behind them. It's trying to, it's pretty much an anti-Semite. And it's also, gives into conspiracy theories. So to even want to protect someone who completely believes that there is a so-called, that the Holocaust never happened, is, just wishful thinking. I wish the Holocaust never happened. There'd probably be a lot more Jews in this world if the Holocaust didn't happen. But it did. We lost 6 million people. And, now there's more of a spiritual Holocaust happening nowadays with Jews. And, it's our job to try to stop it. So, yeah, I just wanted to report on these two weird anti-Semitic messages that I've gotten so far, and I just think they're really, really funny to even just contemplate what they're even considering. All right, so that's it. Have a good day.